blood of Christ is a painkiller, and not just a pain reliever. We lean upon his grace to heal our wounds and strengthen our souls through his love. And so we find in this text a focus on Isaiah's prophecy of the coming of the Messiah. The prophecy does not mention Christ by name, but refers to events that point directly to him. It often refers to the events in the past tense that if they had already happened. The prophecy makes it clear that someone is coming to champion God's cause. That someone is first presented in the 52nd chapter, beginning at the 13th, and it referred to only as God's servant, who would be lifted up and exalted. When Christians read this passage, we see Jesus as a servant. However, throughout the centuries, and the Jewish community has insisted that the servant referred to these passages is the nation of Israel itself, and even to the point of being bruised and wounded. Like many before them, the Jewish community expected the Messiah to rise as an earthly king, and since Jesus did not accomplish that end, have dismissed this text as referring to him because it does not appeal to their vision of the Messiah. The Messiah that would come with might and power to deliver the nation of Israel. They expected him to help them overthrow the Roman domination of their nation and to fulfill the promises of God to make it the chief of the nation of the earth. The passage, taken as a whole, make it clear that the servant referred to these scriptures is a person and not an entire nation. That person, Christ himself, will come as a substitute for the sins of the people and will bear their penalty in his own body. The prophecy tracks what Christ did for believers. He was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquity. This indicates that the Messiah will absorb the pain. He will absorb the punishment and suffering for the sins of the world. And as a result of his act, the pain of sin will not be simply relieved but totally eliminated, because the source of the pain will have been satisfied. When verse 5 refers to stripes, this reference is made to the physical pain that Jesus endured for his followers. We find in Deuteronomy, the 25th chapter, the first through the third verse, notes that the Mosaic law prohibited anyone accused of offense from receiving more than 40 lashes that were with the whip. Thus, temple scourging were generally 39 lashes, creating 39 stripes on the back of an offense. What we find in Matthew 27 and 26, note that Christ was ordered scourged as a possible alternative to crucifixion. That scourging produced stripes, or it produced torn flesh. It produced blood and pain. And though generally they mean the same, popular reference notes that through his stripes we are healed. And through his death on the cross, we are saved. The spiritual pain of the people was caused by sin. The pain was eliminated through Christ's pain and suffering. His death and resurrection lifted his believers from the pain of sin to the power of salvation through Jesus Christ. What pain does? Well, while no one likes pain, it does have its purpose. Pain alerts us that something is wrong. Like the aggravating seatbelt chime in an automobile, we can either buckle up or get used to the irritation. Pain alerts us. The presence of pain alerts us that something is wrong. When David committed adultery with Bathsheba, he attributed the pain in his groin as a result of his promiscuity. And Psalm 38 records his lamentation about the cause and effect of his physical pain. David's pain in this instance was directly related to his sin. Not only did he hurt physically, but he was unable to sleep well or be at peace in himself. He tried to hide his deed. That was a pain reliever. But when he was confronted by the prophet Nathan, he had to come to grips with the cause of the pain. And so we find in the 51st Psalm, he cried out, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." There are some pains we suffer that are directly related to our own behavior and action. Pain calls attention to the relationship between our present condition and our past action. Not every pain is related to a past sin. Job endured considerable pain and suffering, but not because of sin. He was being tested by God. His painful situation served notice that he was being observed by the Creator. In a similar manner, it could very well be that some of our suffering may not be sin-related, but may serve notice on us that we are being observed. If a believer has a sin-based condition, he or she should seek forgiveness. James 5:15 reminds believers that after prayer for forgiveness is offered by the elders of the church, a sin-based pain will be relieved shortly thereafter. If sin is not the basis of the pain, then testing is and believers should pray a prayer for strength. Pray for strength to endure. That's what Paul found out when he asked 3 times for the thorn in his side to be removed, but it was not. He was told, "My grace is sufficient." Pain alerts us to the need to rely on the grace of God. Pain prompts us to take action. There are many conditions that we will ignore until it begins to hurt. We'll let a leaky faucet drip until we feel the pain of the water bill. We'll ignore our special diet until we feel the pain of the heart attack or high blood pressure. The pain prompts us to take action that we would observe or put off. There are many people who lead healthy lifestyles today because the pain of a previous illness prompted them to take corrective action. We do something in response to pain, and often we can be very innovative. In 1897, a chemist working for the Bayer Company tried to find a way to ease the sensation of pain his relatives was experiencing. In the process, he discovered aspirin, a product which now sells 80 million units a day around the world. When our old car breaks down for the last time, we either walk or get a better one. When the roof leaks so bad that we run out of skillets, pots, and pans to catch the water, we either bear it or repair it. We may have a tooth cavity for many months and keep promising to do something about it. But when the pain hits, we'll take action quickly. Pain prompts us to take action. It was the blindness of the Damascus Road experience that prompted Saul to become Paul. Jonah stopped running from the Lord after he spent an extended weekend in the belly of the fish. Thus, one purpose of pain may be to prompt us to take action. When we have gone through this weekend, and that is what broke the camel's back.